uh, worry. Don't play to the camera because nobody cares.
No, it's true.
It's just
Nobody
like talking
cares.
to yourself, just like writing a
Yeah,
short story. Same thing.
yeah. I know them Well, of course, I
No,
always
but see,
start
but
out with
the point
the
is,
hope that some of them. I mean, some of them are published. So yeah, I mean,
yeah, but
I
okay,
always have to start. I wouldn't write at all if I didn't think there was a chance that someone was. A few people were going to read it because, well, that's largely why I didn't start writing really until self-publishing came along, because I thought, well, even if I never managed to, sell a story to a traditional market or anything, I can still self-publish it, and you never know, one or two people might read it. So
yes. Well,
yeah.
I played shows where there were. I always say that, and every musician has played shows where there were more people on the stage than in the audience. And but that's my point. If you derive happiness from a good performance, or something that you are enjoying later on. Okay, well, hold on. Let me just do a quick because we're live. I'm just gonna do a transition here. Okay, do you guys see me here on the twitching, Twitch? Uh-oh. Ugh, you know what I hate? This is what I hate. All right, here we go. Hello there and welcome to the open mic. Today is November the 20th, and I just want to do a quick hello Starfire, hello Daisy, and hello El Diablo. I want to
Hello, Drax.
quickly go into the basement because today is Transgender Day of Remembrance, and this is not the topic of open mic, but I want to give an important shout out. Welcome to the basement. Oops. Here is today is November 20th, and November 20th is Transgender Day of Remembrance, which remembers transgender human beings that were murdered for them being transgender. And my friend, my good friend, I'm very proud to call her friend, Gwendolyn Ann Smith. There, there is no picture on the back cover. She is the founder of the Transgender Day of Remembrance.
Yeah,
Gwen Smith, and it's actually trending on Twitter right now, which is incredibly encouraging. That something like this is actually trending. Something important
awesome.
that embraces humanity in all of us. Now, this is amazing. You can buy this book. Talking about books, Daisy. It's called Transactive, and it's the biography written by Sophia Cecilia Levesque, and she came across Gwendolyn. This is a whole different story. I'm not going to get into it, but it's very cool how this author even found Gwen and called her up, and Gwen told me
Really good to get it because it's actually really relevant to that story I'm editing at the minute. So
yeah, go order it.
from a research point of view, it would be yeah. I ought to have a look at it.
Daisy, you know what I'm gonna do? I know you don't want to give out your home address, and I'm not gonna force you to. Maybe we'll find a way, where I can get you a signed copy of this book and
Oh,
have it sent to you.
oh right.
Because I'm actually hopefully meeting Gwen in a couple of weeks in the physical realm. Starfire, can you hear us at all? Just making sure. Maybe
Oh,
she. Ah, there we go. Okay, cool. So let's go to 113 and have a little open mic. Obviously, I'm running things now. No, Solus is in the hospital. She's doing
Yeah,
okay.
what's the matter with Solus? I knew about Charlotte.
she
Con.
has a really bad roommate.
She does? Oh my God. That's the.
Oh yeah,
That put her in the hospital? Good
Oh,
heavens.
oh, that's what I'm horrified about. That's what
she
I'm most
was
horrified about. Yeah.
she was laughing on the phone last night, and the roommate complained to the nurse.
Oh my God. Well, you're not supposed to laugh, Starfire. Did you know that? Solus,
I
come on.
wasn't laughing.
I
She
know
was.
Solus was. That's what I'm saying. God, this is Shyla is in a doesn't have anybody. She's in a single room, so that's good.
Yeah.
But Shyla's been in the hospital for 7 weeks now, so.
Yeah, long time.
Ay, ay, ay. Well, our thoughts go out to our friends Shyla and Solus.
Yeah.
The mayor is not here. Is the mayor also in the hospital or what? Come, let's see. El Diablo is gone as well. The only person that is left is my sad little doll. And I actually forgot to put the sign out. This is what I need to be doing also. I'm going to rebuild with the sign where the spawn point changes. Let's go to 113. Today's theme is giving thanks. Be gone, sign. God
We can't get in.
Where is it?
Ow!
Sorry.
Use some muscle Drax, that's it.
Jesus Christ, garbage all over the place.
Nice.
Ooh. Look at this.
Hello, what's happened?
This is Leper's new
Oh,
place.
this is cool.
Very
You
cool.
got some of that new furniture.
Yeah,
Interesting.
Bluebell made that.
Very nice.
Here's his little lunch bag.
Geometric.
This is for Leper.
Modern.
Very modern, yeah. And very nice actually, huh?
Thought about getting it and putting it in my outpost, but I decided not to.
Is she? Does she have that for sale already? Yeah, she could get some of this.
Yes.
This is amazing.
Probably quite low poly as well because of its,
Wow.
thinking of these things. Always thinking of these things.
And I'm always obsessing with
it's,
small details because this lunch bag should be a separate dynamic object. So you can go for lunch.
Yes.
Oh. The Spammer Chronicles. When Redundancy Matters. Now this is a very interesting book by Ryan Schultz.
No.
Have you read this book?
No.
The Spammer Chronicles?
No.
Ooh, mostly
I haven't read
harmless.
that one.
Yeah, mostly harmless. I read from it. Oops, this is not dynamic. Put it on my list.
Douglas Adams.
No.
Not Douglas Adams.
Yeah, Douglas Adams. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta say.
I've got that book.
I don't think I read that one. It's upstairs, is it? Yeah.
It's
Gotta get up these stairs.
mostly harmless. It's good. It's good. I mean, but the first three, I just still think of this as a trilogy somehow.
It is a trilogy, still.
It is. Right. It is.
I can never get up the stairs.
There's 5 books in the trilogy.
It's the only trilogy with 5 books. Oh, look at all these books.
I can't get upstairs.
Take your time.
Well.
Yeah, this. Oh my God, we need to call.
I can never get upstairs.
That's why we need to get.
Up the stairs.
We need to get
there
the.
we go.
We need to
I'm
get.
up.
We need to get the Stairmaster.
Yeah. Actually, I can't get upstairs in real life anymore. Yeah, getting too decrepit. Can barely get out of the chair.
I'm so sorry that now virtual realities is replicating your physical
it's
world.
replicating real life. Can't get up the stairs anymore.
Oh, this is very nice and bright here. I wonder who designed the lighting here.
Yeah, that would be me.
Ah,
I think.
all right. Since I can
Yeah.
never just give a straight compliment, I got a nitpick. Why is there no light over here on this wall?
Oh, well, I don't know.
Should be parallel to this one over there. See?
Okay, I can put one in there then. Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, well, I was just stuffing them in randomly. Yeah, well, I thought maybe it was bright enough, to be honest. I didn't really know how much light you wanted in there. I thought, well, seeing as Harvest is generally a bit dingy, I thought, well, maybe you don't want it this bright. So I sort of thought, well, maybe I won't put any more in.
I think it's wonderful. I think actually I might dial it down a little bit since the open mic should be a little bit more like an intimate small jazz club or something.
Yeah, well, that's what I thought. Maybe I was overdoing it. I wasn't sure.
What is this thing here on the ground? Is this a piece of cow dung? You see this?
Yeah, hang on.
What
Hang
is
on,
this?
zoom in.
It's a piece of cow dung.
It really is. Oh my god.
I
Oh,
don't know.
Oh my god. It really.
it's probably something from underneath, is it? Yeah, it's the light.
Oh, it's the
You look-
light from
If you
underneath.
look there, light fitting from underneath, yeah.
The interior
Which is a very
decorator
strange looking
is
light,
fired.
Rather good.
Oh yeah, that's a
Don't
weird
think I
light
can hear
there.
if I go down there.
The interior decorator is so fired. I'm telling you. All right, let me start with welcoming the crowd. Let me see if we have other people in the vicinity. We have Kaleo. Kaleo is doing his own thing. And I'm closing this window. Okay, today the topic is, what am I thankful for? Now,
Sounds very American.
why did I choose this topic?
Oh, I imagine because it's Thanksgiving. Isn't it? I never know when it is actually. Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving is always the Thursday before the 28th.
Right.
It's very strange. I don't know why that is. I'm not a specialist. I'm just a permanent resident, a green card holder, if you will.
Yeah.
I did not do my citizenship test. Nor
I've
will I.
always, when I was a very small kid, I remember at our school, our really crappy school, we used to have a harvest festival every year in the autumn. So I'm imagining it's something like that. It's some, because I think that's probably an old English tradition. And
Oh, I can tell you the I can tell you the rough outline what Thanksgiving is about, and I can also tell you the criticism and why I personally would not celebrate it. Actually, we don't. But I don't want to get too much into controversial territory. I actually want to put a positive spin on it, and I hope that everybody wants to talk a little bit about stories that they're thankful for. So let me just start. And if you guys see people popping up in the nearby, maybe you can just IM so that they know we're in 113.
Rainier's here.
Who?
I've got all my
Is
notifications
someone
switched
named
off.
Rainier?
Oh, Rainier. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
That would be him.
Okay, let's just do this. Let's just put in the open chat that we're in 113. And
Yeah.
in the future I put the signs back.
We're in 113.
Okay. And please do mute your mic, Daisy, while you're typing. That comes out very loud. So I want to start. And what am I thankful for? So this is an impromptu session today because the regular hosts are not here. What am I thankful for? I am thankful. When I thought about this earlier today, I realized I'm thankful for something that I wasn't thankful for a while, especially when I was a teenager. And what I'm thankful for is for my upbringing and for the care, the interest, and the passion my parents exhibited towards me as their son, and yeah. Now, why why did I say I wasn't thankful for when I was a teenager? Well, simply because I think when you're a teenager, a quote unquote normal teenager in my book should probably, there's no requirement for rebellion per se, I would say, but there is, I think. Oops, I hear myself feeding back. Is this Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? Hello, Rainier. Welcome to 114 Harvest. Welcome to Open Mic. Please take a seat. And we have a feedback situation. My voice is coming back through your mic, so please do mute your mic. And you're welcome to hop behind the mic here because it's open mic today. And then, of course, you can talk and share your stories. So, but please now, please do mute your mic because
Rain,
we have.
Raina says, sorry I'm deaf in chat.
Oh, wait, hold on. Then let's type back.
We better type.
Oh yeah, fantastic. Actually, let me take the headset off. Type fast, folks. Where did he go?
He's gone.
Ah,
Oh, I was trying to think of what to say. Blast it.
okay. Do send him a friendship request because this is wonderful because actually this is in the works. What is in the works is a chat only event. Ah, please come here.
Oh, he's
We
still typing in
can
chat.
use text. We have members here who are deaf, and we do use text
People who don't
for our
use
events.
voice.
But can you mute your mic? Just click the lowest button on the left. That is the mic on off button. Okay, great.
Oh, he did it.
Great. Okay, so I'm gonna try to
Awesome.
type fast while I'm talking, which means I have to speak slower. God damn. That's a challenge right there. Please take a. Oh yeah, how can I sit? / sit like this. So and please, Daisy, and this is a great opportunity here to show inclusion. So while I'm telling my story, you guys can interact in chat. So welcome
Can you
to
sit in VR?
open mic.
Is he in VR?
No, I mean you no you can't.
Oh, I'll sit.
We are today telling stories about being thankful. Ah, okay. He's situating himself on the pillow, and now he's gonna do / sit. That's great. El Pequeño Dragon in the YouTube chat is saying, "What? What? Can you be more specific what this what means? Do you mean like what the F are you guys doing? What a game is this, or something like that?" I'm starting with my story. Now, what am I thankful for? And I'll keep it tight. I am thankful for my upbringing. I come from a middle class background. I did not have to fear poverty per se, but my parents were very aware of uh, issues like social inequality and even how poverty would impact. Okay, I'm gonna have tons of typos, okay? Because I can't type that fast with this keyboard without typos.
Maybe I can
Would
try and
impact
type a bit. I don't know.
well, if you're faster than me, please do it. Would impact
But yeah, I
us or
saw an
could
attempt to. Hang on.
because they grew up during the war. My mother was born in 1938. Specifically, what I am thankful for is how they were very open-minded about my pursuing different interests. When I say middle class, does not mean we were rich by any means. And my father came from basic working stock. His father was a butcher and railway worker. Now, thankful. The thankful part really comes to not only that they were open minded and nourishing, which later I learned that this is not the norm. I worked as a social worker in a psychiatric institution and worked many different uh, entry level jobs with immigrants when I came to America. So I was later exposed as a young man to situations that were not as good as mine, and I learned to appreciate what I had been given. Now, earlier, oh, is he gone?
I
Okay,
think he
I'm just
has,
going to be
yeah.
talking. So, hi, Chicken Dinner. You're 23 minutes late, so sorry you missed the beginning of the story. But I'm gonna continue right there. So this is obviously what I'm getting at is that I was not appreciative of of what my parents gave me when I was a teenager. Now, I wasn't really rebel. I wasn't really like, I didn't have like a crazy falling out or anything. But there was definitely the typical teenage conflict, and w- that's what I'm getting at. I was not able until I was maybe 25, 6, 7-ish when I came to America and I had to I ran out of money and I worked very, very basic jobs and met a lot of people who had uh, terrible abusive childhoods that I noticed that what I was the way I grew up was is not the norm. And that's what I want to emphasize. So I think that we shouldn't do anything, but like I said, I'm very thankful for my parents who were interested in what I was interested in, who did not fake that interest. They were encouraging in many ways. Specific examples is always, and when I say I got into reading books, my mother was an avid reader, but she also came from um, they didn't come from an intellectual background per se, but her parents had a big farm and they were certainly more read than my father was. And when I started reading, she was pretty yeah, shocked by some of the stuff, some of the sort of pulp stuff. And but she understood that, and she was trying to be have empathy and understanding for what I was interested in. So that's what I appreciate. And the other thing, what I was going to say, now this again, the thankful part is um, came fairly late because as I realized that this is not you there's kids growing up with enormous chaos and enormous trauma. Um, it, you know, in the extreme part, but even just parents who were not even interested in or caring. And I of course thought when I was a teenager, like leave me alone. Like what are you? And again, my parents weren't helicopter parents by any means, like by today's standards. What is commonly referred to as a helicopter parent, that they certainly weren't that. But I was just like, oh, please leave me alone. And now I realize, like, hey, this was actually pretty cool. They took an interest in the type of music that I was into, the literature, the books, even though they may have said like, yeah, I don't know, I heavy metal is kind of loud, and those Conan books are kind of misogynist, but hey, whatever. So, hold on, putting the headset back on. I'm ready to wrap that story with the universal food for thought. So yeah, please, folks, be thankful, and even if you're struggling uh, with your relationship with your parents, try to understand that I mean, there are cases where people are mean, very mean, and it's hard to reconcile, and it's hard to forgive and all that. But I would say for the most part, try to be thankful for what they tried to do, I guess. And yeah, that's what I'm thankful for. And as some people know, my mother passed away when I was a young age, and that may have complicated things. But in hindsight, this is so long. I really made peace with my past in that sense. But and I wouldn't even say that complicated things that much in terms of the thankful part. It really has to do with having been exposed afterwards to different models. Again, like when I did jobs with immigrants, and these people came, they came from extreme poverty. At times, they came from abusive backgrounds, and so that made me thankful. So thank you guys for listening. And for the newcomers, we're talking about thankful. What are we thankful for? For our American friends. And yes, Matt, I know you're Canadian, but you can still participate. We're a very inclusive community. So yeah, that's my story. And whoever else come up, don't be shy. Stand behind the microphone so that we can hear you, because this microphone is plugged into an amplifier with an invisible cable. All right, anybody?
Do I have to say what I was thankful for 6 weeks ago because that's when our Thanksgiving was?
Sure.
Only if you're behind the mic, Mad Eye. There are rules and there's procedure. There is conduct, proper conduct.
Where are you, Mad? You in Canada or somewhere?
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, Mad Eye, go ahead. Absolutely.
I didn't even know they had Thanksgiving in
I didn't know
Canada.
that either. Did you all?
You
Did
learn
you?
everything.
Did you also
Really?
Did you kill native Canadians and then? I don't know. Sorry. Go ahead, Mad Eye. What are you thankful for?
Arguably, we still do.
Yeah. Some argue that.
That's kind of a mess. I'm not thankful for that at all. Potentially thankful that we're working on a slow movement away from being horrible like that. Anyway,
I
it
agree.
seems like the appropriate day to be thankful that Solus gets to come home from the hospital, hopefully soon.
Ooh. And
Yeah,
I heard
Charlotte as well.
and Starfire
Soon.
said that she was reported for laughing.
Yeah, she had a cranky roommate.
Well, you're supposed to be not humored in that situation. I mean, how dare she? So let's just laughing in the hospital. Come on.
Yeah, that was weird for her. I think she was on Discord.
Hmm.
and talking to Sansar people, and we made her laugh. And so her roommate wasn't really keen on that. It didn't go well.
Laughter is good medicine.
Really? I didn't see it at
medicine.
CVS in the over-the-counter section, Starfire.
It's prescription.
Ah.
That'd be funny if they sold that as prescription, like just laughter-inducing substances or something.
Yeah.
They do, don't they? Laughing gas?
Laughing gas, yeah.
I don't know if you could just buy that for yourself, though, can you?
Oh, we gotta find that out. I think we should. Next open mic, the theme is laughter, and we're all gonna buy laughing gas and see what happens.
I think Drax has already got a secret stash somewhere, actually. Sometimes.
Well, I feed off this wonderful energy, but also as an only child. I mean, as you know, Daisy, you gotta entertain yourself somehow. So you start telling yourself some jokes and see if they work.
Yeah,
Work on a small crowd. Try them out before you go on tour.
I always laugh most at my own jokes, my own alligator jokes usually.
So Matt, what else are you thankful for?
I mean,
was that it?
Speaking to a broader theme, it's just that I've noticed the thankfulness tends to appear when we have friends who have really close calls or have hospital visits and things like that.
Yeah.
Where you start actually thinking about the web of things that has to come together in order for it to all work out.
Yes,
and
that
for
is
the ridiculously complex and very advanced medical interventions that we have.
Right. That is a good point. You mean also we come to, again, reminded of the fragility of it all.
Yeah. Fragility of it all. It makes you stop and like people a bit more in general.
I wouldn't go that far. I still hate people, though. Although
just
I know
a
that
little
Solus
bit
feels
more.
better. Yeah, but I hate her roommate. You made me hate her.
Yeah. Well, who knows, though? I mean, maybe her roommate is in some awful pain or suffering something that just means she can never sleep or something. I don't know.
Yeah, no. This is actually, I gotta clarify this because I say this totally tongue in cheek because, no, it's good that you say that because I think we need to, real kindness extends towards people where we're not petty, I think. I think kindness is the antidote of this pettiness where we're like, oh, the dude was cutting the line at the grocery store. Come on, that kind of stuff. I mean, that's one
exactly.
aspect. Yeah.
You get so worked up about those things that you forget. All the things that are not petty.
Yeah.
And actually important.
Lacey wanted to say hi. She cannot stay. Ayashin says, I'm sitting out today, if that's all right. Yeah, we don't do Thanksgiving. Wait, someone got reported for laughing. Exactly, Starfire have tickled the effing nurse. L-U-L. Now, is that a British version of L-O-L or what's that? L-U-L?
Not that I've heard of.
That's a thing people use sometimes. Yeah, what was I going to say? I don't know anything else about what the nurses had to say.
Yashin, you can also type if you want, and if you ever feel like it within the next 25 minutes, you can totally go up and.
Anyway, be thankful for the people who boost you up.
Yeah. Thank you, Matt. That's nice. Very good. Who wants to go next? This is the quietest room.
Well, I'm thankful for lots of things. I don't know what to choose.
Daisy behind the mic.
Well, go up behind the mic
exactly.
and you'll decide.
Exactly. The
It's
mic. That's a good point, Starfight. The mic focuses you. You're sitting there. All this
yeah,
stuff is swirling around in your head. But once you're behind the mic, it becomes very clear. The mic is clarity.
right.
There needs to be a spotlight on that mic.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean,
Yeah. This is
yeah,
preliminary lighting. It's a.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. Should need the spotlight, definitely. Yes, to bring out my lovely green face. Yes, well, I was
A green
thinking about,
spotlight.
yes, oh yes, that would be even better, yes. Highlight my beautiful green features. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I could talk about my parents again and various things about them because
Yeah.
they've definitely been a positive force in my life or various things, but I thought, well, maybe I'll talk about, I'm thankful for Gator.
I would like to hear about
Because,
your parents. It's like Parents' Day today. Why not?
Yeah, well, I thought I would say that I'm thankful for discovering Gator all those years ago because she brings a great deal of laughter into my life. I just have to sort of look at her ridiculous face, and it makes me smile really.
How did Gator come into your life? I mean, you taught this little
Well,
bit.
it was it was a complete accident really. I decided that I wanted to try being a tiny, and I went along to one of the tiny avatar shops just to choose. I hadn't really got any idea of what I wanted to be. I probably was thinking, oh, I'll be a dog because I like dogs or something like that, or maybe probably not a cat, but maybe some small rodent, something like that.
Hold on. Set it up though, because in the beginning in Second Life, you were a regular sized female, right?
Yes, that's right. I was originally a regular sized female for the first 6 months or so, but I never really felt right. That just looking like a regular sized human female, it just didn't seem. There was something wrong about it. So I thought, well, maybe it's the height thing, or I don't know. So I decided to try and be a tiny, because I'd seen the tinies around. Oh, they look cute and everything, and they're more my size. So, yeah, I went into the shop with no real idea what creature I would choose, and I saw this alligator here. I thought, oh, she's rather cute, but I mean, I don't really want to be an alligator. Surely, who wants to be an alligator? So, but I was looking at all the other characters, the dogs and the cats and everything, and they just weren't as cute as the alligator. So I thought about it. I thought, well, this alligator is definitely the cutest avatar in the shop, and you never know, maybe it'll be quite amusing to be an alligator. So I bought the alligator. Not really too sure whether it had been a good idea or not, and I started to use her occasionally, and it was sort of a tentative beginning, but it started to get quite amusing, and then I began to use her more and more, and that's really and so gradually Gator, as we know her today, came into existence. Yes, with all her one-liners and obsession with fish and everything else, swamps and and that was in 2007.
Wow.
So a long while ago.
Daisy, this fascinates me, and I think all of us who have an avatar or who have arrived at an avatar that they feel very connected to, and that's really kind of embodies them or their essence or whatever people say. But why? Now, if you would speak to someone who's not familiar with these weird worlds, like why are you thankful for having discovered that gator, and what did it do to your life? What's the enriching part that the gator?
Well, I think the main thing about Gator is that she is so different. I mean, she's pretty much unique. There aren't really anyone else that's an alligator, and of course that's like me in real life. Bearing in mind I'm a little person. I think I think the problem with being a regular human for me, it's not. I'm not used to it, and I'm used to looking. I'm used to going into a room and everyone's sort of turning their heads. To be honest.
So you wanted to replicate that feeling in Second Life.
Well, yeah, it was just not. I mean, It probably sounds a bit shallow that
No.
that I don't feel right at all if I don't stick out like a sore thumb in a room. So yeah, I think basically I only really feel comfortable in a room if I am very visibly different. But at first I thought maybe the height thing was a factor, but I'm just as happy to be honest here in Sansar with this tall gator as I am really with the small gator in Second Life. So I think the height thing is less of an issue. It's more the unique.
That is a super interesting analysis.
And unique presence that Gator is.
Wow,
also, I think that the way that I've sort of developed her character as a sort of, I mean, she's strong in some ways and weak in other ways. So she's superficially quite a strong character. Although if you push her, she'll cave in.
So wait a minute, you mean you're now talking about the added persona traits, the traits that you added on top of that into the mix once you discovered her. So it also gave you more of a canvas, right? Than a human would give you.
Yeah, I mean initially it was just the pixels, but over time, I mean it's become a natural sort of aspect of my personality really. It's become started off sort of like a role-playing character, and I was role-playing an alligator, and it's now become almost like an alter ego, I think, that I can just sort of switch into, and that's certain she's got sort of certain personality traits and everything. I mean, obviously it's all me, but I sort of somehow managed to tap into certain traits, personality traits, when I'm sort of trying to be gatorish. It's difficult to explain. Well, actually, it's not difficult to explain because I mean we all have these sort of different personalities within us. I mean, if you go out to work, or for instance, you're in a work environment, you will project a different side of yourself.
Absolutely.
To when you're at home, just lying around in front of the TV. Not that any of us watch TV anymore, probably. But you know what I'm saying. So we present different sides of ourselves depending on the circumstances. So it's exactly the same sort of thing. I tend to present a different side of myself when I'm acting as Gator than when I'm just sort of acting as me or whatever.
Chicken Dinner says, that's cool, Daisy. And I was actually thinking of Chicken Dinner because Chicken Dinner was, when I first met Chicken Dinner, he was, of course, a little bug. And now he's a sort of a young, grown up to be a young man.
Yeah. Well, he's obviously finding his true look as well.
He's finding his true inner self.
Yeah, finding his inner self, that's right.
You got to release it.
Of course, some people, well, including yourself, really, Drax, you seem to sort of don't ever seem to settle.
I was just going to say.
A lot of people, some people seem to settle. If a lot of people settle on just one and just stick to the one, and a lot of other people, including yourself, tend to change avatars, like, different, like changing your socks or whatever.
Yeah. But that has to do with I think with you or I, the similar. I mean, people have a different role. The avatar plays a different role, and for me, being an outgoing personality who also appears in the documentaries, I have this sort of consistency as basically like a virtual journalist or a virtual documentarian. It's almost like Tom says. Tom always looks the same because he doesn't want to deceive people. He says, my name is Tom, and I'm basically a researcher. So if he would like dress up in different ways, he would feel that that's weird. And I feel like that because I interview people and I put these films together. So if I show up like differently, then that's not cool or something.
Well, you do. Well, you mean you always show up as your original human, Draxter, when you're interviewing people, but I mean, because
Yeah,
you're
but the
not,
cool,
you're
but
not, you're
what you're
different now.
Yeah, yeah,
And
and then that's actually
you,
what you were saying, and if I can respond to that, because what's really interesting is you're totally right, because this particular avatar, who is not my trademark dragster persona, this avatar is growing on me. It's like I'm becoming this avatar. There's aspects of of a personality that I have not explored in my sort of professional virtual
yeah,
world
yeah.
persona. Yeah, so that is totally happening right now. It's a little bit scary actually. I don't
Well,
know.
it is.
I don't
Yeah, I mean,
know.
it does. Well, it is sometimes like Gator is taking over. She's
Yeah,
taking over. Your the personalities can sort of become almost, life into their own. Actually, I mean, it's got an old history. This has. I mean, I've been quite fascinated by. I mean, if you think back to ventriloquism, the ventriloquist dummies.
yeah,
I mean, that's, ventriloquists have said things like, this character is like taking over me, sort of thing.
yeah,
And you remember David Bowie as well, Ziggy Stardust. I
yeah,
saw a documentary about him a while ago. And I was quite struck by a thing he said at one point. He said he killed off Ziggy Stardust because
yeah,
he felt he was like he's losing his own personality.
yeah.
This character was sort of taking him over. This is what he said. Yeah, I almost know what you mean. A gator is taking me over. So it's at times. But,
Wow, this
but
is
yeah.
fascinating. Now we went from thankful to this topic. That's great. If I may
Anyway,
ask you
I
one more
shall.
question about, no, no, I was gonna ask you, please, if now this avatar now, which was made by Theanine,
Yeah,
and
I love this avatar.
so you feel like this you have this avatar is fitting, or were you
Yes,
first, like
I
when
was a bit.
Theanine came,
Yeah.
and said, "Hey, this is my first draft," or "This is it"? Did you say, well, no offense, but no," or
Well, I wasn't too. Yeah, I was a bit wary to begin with because I thought, oh well,
you
I was
felt like obligated to
really
like it?
attached. Yeah, well, I was really attached to my
You made
Second Life
and you made
avatar.
yeah, and you made the first head too. You made a first
And yes, that's
here in
right. Because
Sansa.
before I when I bought in a replica of my Second Life head.
Hmm.
Probably shouldn't have done it, but I did. I did.
I
And
think it
yeah, I
was
wore
totally
that.
cool.
Yeah, I wore that initially. Of course, it wasn't animated or anything.
Yeah.
And then I got this one, but I wasn't sure whether I was going to like it, to be honest. Or,
Right.
but I warmed to it fairly quickly. I mean, it's all how can you not like it? Because it's got all the eyes move and the jaws. But I've long wanted the jaws to move because that was why it wasn't my old one wasn't animated.
Mm.
And an alligator that can't move his jaws isn't quite the same, I guess. So, so yeah, no, I love it. It's very cute. I think cute eyes and everything. I like the little. Well, actually, Drax. Yeah, you persuaded me to buy this headset. That is the ears.
Yep.
I rather like the ears.
Yeah, and I think, the headset here in Sansa. I thought you also talked about the microphone in
Yeah.
real life, because I think
No. I mean no, I mean the pink ears.
that's awesome. Those
Head,
pink ears.
they're
Yeah, yeah,
headphones actually, but they don't. The head for the earpieces don't show. Just the little cat ears on the top. Yeah.
yeah.
Anyway,
Oh, see, that was
someone's
Chicken Dinner was throwing the
throwing
little caddy.
things at me.
No, that was the little caddy. Throw it back. Oh, it bounced off of me.
Hit Drax on the head. Well, anyway, that's
Hold on.
yes, I'm thankful for Gator
What?
because she's hilarious. It's splendid.
So thank you very much, Daisy, for sharing your story. Who wants to come next? Give me that catty. Chicken Dinner. Where did he get it from? Starfire, you have a story about thankfulness?
Not this year.
No. Was it a hard year?
Yes.
You want to share it a little bit?
Not really.
Okay. I'm thankful for you guys. I'm thankful for coming to these events and becoming really good friends. I'm thankful for Starfire for sharing her world, which was truly inspiring. I was going to say this again last time we visited your world on Atlas Hopping, and it was to me an absolute highlight. The way you put it together, the way you infused it with your i- with this feeling of home. I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful that you're coming to the events and that you're becoming a good friend. For I'm thankful to Mad Eye Chicken Dinner and Ayashin and Daisy as well for infusing this place with life. For I hear this walking around all the time. It's making me crazy. Is that me?
Walking around.
Or are people trying to
I
get
don't
up
hear
the
anything.
stairs?
It might be somebody outside glitching.
Hold on one sec. Oh, yeah. It was rainier outside.
Who never came up here.
Rainier is outside.
People wandering around. Yeah.
Oh, now
Alfie was down
Ayashin is
there.
speaking.
Sorry, I went AFK. I was eating.
Thankful for the way I harass you at all the meetings.
Yes, that's what I'm thankful for too. Too
They
bad.
made an AFK thing, I'd be very thankful.
I also want to say, okay, I'm going to wrap up this thing with the thankfulness about this because I honestly mean it. I'm thankful for the people who make this harvest experiment basically prove to the world that this is the strength of virtual worlds. The strength of virtual worlds is that people can come together across all sorts of different barriers and we appear in avatar form and we don't judge and we're just, I mean, for the most part, of course. Uh, that's, I mean, of course, I do judge certain people, like I'm judging Alfie, like what's the deal with Alfie? Here's my Seinfeld impression. Alfie, what's the deal? He comes in and then he leaves? What's the deal with that? Um, and no, but seriously, yeah, we come together, we cross these boundaries. It's really absolutely magical. And so thank you. I'm absolutely thankful for that. And I will continue to try to put in whatever I can to create a kind environment, a meaningful get-togethers that are full of kindness and of course making fun of me and harassing me and I'll go home cry at the end of
Throwing
this.
things at you.
Yeah. Okay, I'm looking. Here somebody's coming. Quaker X. Quaker. Hello, Quaker. This is open mic.
Quacker.
Oh,
Okay.
Quacker. Oh, sorry. I was like, it's not the air of Quacker Oats. How do I sit? See, this is interesting. This is the evolution from Second Life to Sansar. In Second Life, the first question is where do I get money or sex? And then in Sansar, the first question is how do I sit? Now that's good.
Yeah.
That's
It
progress.
is.
Gotta look at
It
the
is.
small
Yeah.
things. Welcome, Quacker. And yeah, it's always forward slash. There is a bunch of other commands, but anyways, this is open mic. We're talking about what we're thankful for, if anything. And if you like to come behind the mic, we have a few more minutes this event. The events are listed in events.sansar.com, and you're
This is the
welcome.
German edition of Thanksgiving.
This is the German edition, yes. Germans are thankful for the Americans that they have Thanksgiving so that we can talk about Thanksgiving. That's what we're thankful for. Yeah, Quacker, are you new here in Sansar? Are you new to Harvest? I encourage you to run around and explore. There's something in every house. Actually, I have to put a teleport in the manhole. I'll do that right after.
Oh yeah.
Thanksgiving in my
Where's that? Oh, mind you, I sit on the manhole.
No, I was thinking this could be an access to the maze, you know. If people accidentally walk over it,
right.
they just fall down into the maze.
That's what I was thinking.
That makes and then they have to try to get out again.
Yeah. I like to sit on it though. Sometimes.
Yeah, then well, that's not going to be an option anymore.
No. And so I just popped out of it.
Oh, Yashin, do you want to bring us home with your Thanksgiving story?
We don't celebrate Thanksgiving. We just do Christmas.
No, I understand, but that's why I was not tying this to the American celebration, but just in general, what are we thankful for? Just looking that as a jumping off point. Yeah, it could be anything.
Everything.
I'm also thankful for Ayashin mentioning Historic Materials series, which I had ordered. Now I got to read that one. Actually, all three of them.
And now that you've told me you've ordered it, now I'm like, oh shit, that means I've got to start reading it again. So now I've got to start reading it on a nightly basis because
which one?
You start with, because there's three, right, in Dark Materials?
Yeah.
So you start with Northern Lights as the first one.
Right. Oh, so you mean you gotta reread it because you gotta like refresh.
I stopped reading. Yeah. I got about halfway through Northern Lights and put it down and forgot to finish them all.
Jesus
so now I've
Christ.
got to go back. Yeah. So now that you've told me you've got them, I've got to basically start reading it again.
This is now going to be our book club.
I know.
Read maybe that would be good. I mean, the more I read about also the author, I mean, it's cool. It seems like a really cool guy. The embarrassing thing is, I do read a lot and I have a good memory, but then details. It was funny with Liz Jensen. She emailed me before this interview and said, "Oh, please don't ask me about specific things about the plot because I forget everything. I don't even know the name of my own characters and stuff like that." So yeah, I don't expect you to. The next author that I'm going to interview here in Harvest is a young Vietnamese American, which is hopefully very cool because Sam from Linden Lab will film her in real life while we're doing it in Sansar. And
oh wow!
And I read her book and she's awesome. And I had a pre-interview on Skype, and she signed up to Sansar. She's totally into it. And then I was like, okay, so we'll talk about your first book. It's called Not Your Sidekick. And then I was gonna tell her that I felt the main character is so great because her parents are superheroes, and then I couldn't think of the name of the character anymore. It's really like the main thing in the book, and I saw her on Skype, like I saw her face. She was like, "Who is this guy pretending? He pretends that he has read my books. He doesn't even know the name." And I was like, "I'm sorry. I'm like I had to devour 500 books in the meantime, and I'm totally confused with names." So yeah.
But these days, after I've finished a book, I'll write a sort of review or just a load of notes to myself. Because I think, I have the same problem. I can't remember anything.
Yeah.
And so I just try and write down everything more or less everything I remember.
I love that.
In a notebook.
Oh my God.
And then, for a start, it helps you to remember for longer. And then obviously you can always go back.
Absolutely.
And read your notes subsequently. So I think I think that might be a good idea, particularly if you're doing interviews and things.
Yeah.
And it's interesting what you said about Liz, because I'm pretty sure, like, even J.K. Rowling, like, admitted that because there's a really big website, isn't it? Like someone made a really big like Harry Potter website, which literally like literally records freaking everything that's ever taken place in Harry Potter.
You cannot compete with that.
Yeah. And even I think she admitted at one point that she has to do the same thing, and she'll go, "Oh shit, did I do this or did I do this?" And she'll actually use that website to go back and.
Oh man, yeah, and you got to imagine like and then when we're talking about the Ayashin, when you talk about people who come into an existing universe, right? We talked the other day about Chuck Wendig, I think, who writes Star Wars and stuff, and also the Conan universe was so many people writing it, and then there, Conan has maps. I mean, Star Wars is a different thing because people also go completely nuts if you're not paying attention to some tiny little thing.
I mean, this is the common problem that writers have. I mean, when I was trying to write my novel, I mean, I got to the end of it and I realised I didn't know what the hell I'd written, so I had to go back and go through it all and write a Bible sort of thing, basically jot down everything that I'd written. And I know that a lot of writers, having learned the lesson before, I mean, this is obviously the first novel I'd ever written. A lot of writers know that have to do that as you go along. So they, rather than me having to go back and read it through and make all these notes, they will actually make notes of what they're writing as they go through, so that when they get to the end, they've got a Bible or a checklist of what they've written. So it's like a sort of reverse planning. I mean, as I say, because a lot of writers don't write out a great plan, don't plan the novel at all. They just write the thing. And the plan,
and then come the nerds.
The plan is done after the book is written, or as the book is written. They write a chapter and then they write the plan of what they've written. So yeah, that's quite a common way, I think, of writing a novel.